Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Illinois Arts Council Agency, and by the supportive viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Illinois Stories. I'm Mark McDonald in Carthage at the Crafts Studio Christmas Shop, where they're celebrating their 40th anniversary in business. When you walk in this store, you'll see more than 150 decorated Christmas trees, and I'm told that you can't go in here and feel bad. Danny Galogli, 40 years, more than 150 trees decorated this year. Some people must think you're nuts. Have you just always loved Christmas?
We've always loved Christmas. And Mom and I, we just decorated every room. And one year we had a tree that was white, and it was dirty, so we painted it black. And people, of course, I always liked art, and we put all snowmen and snowflakes on it, and it was beautiful.
You said you've always liked art. You were an art teacher, right?
I was the art teacher here.
In
For
Carthage.
the whole unit, yes, K through 12.
Now, I cut you short on your black tree story. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, now we have a black tree, and on it we have mirrored snowmen and white ornaments. So it really does sell them good.
As we'll see as we go through this program, we can't look at all 150 trees, but we're going to see that you have a tree of almost every color, including black. But first, the first thing you see in your store when you come in is this archway. And what I like about this story is this has been with you a long time, hasn't it?
And what we've done is we've taken two 9-foot trees and we've bent them and twisted them together. And they used to use them at Christmas weddings. But I thought it would be a neat way to have people go under it and look and see what's ahead. So
You've got some interesting ornaments hanging from it. And I'm talking about these plexiglass ornaments here. These are kind of new for you, aren't they?
And they're made very safe for a child to play for, take home with, and we keep the themes and the ornaments not so Christmassy, so they can use them after Christmas and hang them in the window or just play with them.
Oh, okay. And that way if they don't break. I mean, a glass ornament could break and injure a child, but this couldn't happen, right?
Yes, and we're very careful of that because our business is for the children.
Let's walk this way, and these are just the colors here are just spectacular.
Well, when I started, when I asked my rep, what do you think about peacocks? And he said, they're in there for this day. So this was a super old treetop that I had when I was a little boy, and then I made all of these.
You made these?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But these, of course, come from your rep. You have and these are more peacocks, of course. These also could be kept up after Christmas, couldn't they?
Oh, yes. And our best story about this is last year. We had a lady come in, and we had a huge peacock that was probably 5 foot long, and it was fake, but it was made to look real. And I told her, well, it'd be $200, because that's what I paid for it. And she bought it, and do you know why?
Why?
Her last name was Peacock. So you never know.
Hey, they still make snow globes, which I'm really pleased to see.
Yes.
And watch them. These are what kids always remember. And even with music. But this is really ceramic, isn't it, when you look at the base of this?
That's porcelain, all hand-painted. And again, we use a liquid in them that won't freeze, and that's why they're pricier and they're painted better. And we have a lot of nativities, because that's what Christmas is about. And we have a lot of ornaments when we get to that section. But we're one of the few stores that carry what Christmas is really all about. Well,
you know, you say pricey, but this ceramic or porcelain hand painted is only $32. That's not very expensive for some people. Yeah. Now, you got a lot of hunters in this neck of the woods, don't you? And you've always had outdoorsmen who are crazy about their ornaments. Of course, here you go. Here's your hunting boots, and here's your gobbler for turkey season. And there's something about these ornaments, though. It's very important that they be realistic looking, isn't it?
The families around here are really hunters, and the ladies especially too. And they want an ornament that's very realistic. So we don't do a contemporary look on those. We do a very realistic look.
And even the raccoon, which some people curse, but even he's very realistic looking, isn't he? Now, not everything's for sale. You've got your deer and your
those are mine.
Those are yours. Not everything's for sale. Those
I
are there
finally
for.
found ones that I liked, and they're plexiglass with the plush on them, and I think they look really well. And we invite people to come in, bring their kids, and do their Christmas cards.
Yeah, have their picture taken with them. Sure, that's pretty neat. And of course, continuing the hunting theme here, you've got. These are photographs. These 52 cards, playing cards, are photographs of trophy bucks. Huh?
Yes.
Neat. And of course, if you want the antler for an ornament, that's available too. And these are not the real thing, though,
No.
right?
But again, those are made out of plexiglass. So again, you don't have to be so careful with them.
Now, moving on here, this is one thing I found very interesting. When I was a child, I used to love these bubbling.
Yes.
How do you find them now?
They have come a long way because in the older days when they first were invented, they were very dangerous and extremely hot. These have a lower boiling point, and they look just like the old ones, exactly.
They do.
And we do sell extras, so as one burns out, it does have to be thrown away.
And you can't get too much Santa Claus, of course.
No, Santa Claus is hot this year.
It's hot this year. Huh?
This looks like he had a problem, but he's dove right into the Christmas tree.
Yeah, you mean this guy at the very top. Isn't that clever? Did you make that? Of course you did. he looks like he dove in got a little hasty there, huh? A little hasty. Came out of the chimney a little quick.
Thank you.
That's terrific, Danny. We also have, and this is a very popular thing because not everybody has these either. These are handmade in Bethlehem and hand carved in Bethlehem from olive wood.
They're hand carved by women simply because they have the smaller hands. But they do all the intricate carving, and everyone is selected and written Bethlehem on, and the story is behind it. And I have a friend that I had him that I gave him the information to, and he actually goes to Bethlehem and picks these up, and then I buy them through him.
Is that right?
But I got him started, so he...
Oh, so you pointed him in the right direction, and he
Yes,
does the traveling
yes.
for you, huh? Maybe
and
that'd be
there's
something you'd want to think
all
about.
different kinds starting at $5 on up, so they're very reasonable. A lot of Sunday school teachers like to buy them for their children.
This one here of the stable,
Yes.
this one's only $12, and it's
Yes.
got 4 sides.
And it's all handmade.
Beautiful.
And we have about probably 7 different stables. Right now we're out of some already. But
Yeah. I imagine what you feel good about supporting people that probably don't have a lot of other ways to make a living too, and this probably supports them.
Yes.
Now Elvis is hot,
Okay.
isn't he? He's always hot?
Oh my.
Okay, we got 2
Women-
Elvis trees here.
Let me tell you a quick story. Women do get a little shaky and salivate just a little bit. But I don't think Elvis will ever die because he's very, very, very well respected and known. These smaller ornaments are the first time they've ever had a 2 to 3 inch ornament double poured. So that means you see the front and the back, and there is 4 of them. And so they will only be made by a certain time, then they will never be made again.
Is that right? That's only $10 too, so that's a keepsake for $10. The bigger Elvis, he'd been around for a while.
He's brand new this year.
Oh, he's brand new.
They change the different outfits that he's in and his poses, whether he's singing with the microphone or not.
And of course, you got 2 trees, and over here you've got the record player and a number of other
Yes,
items to go along
Elvis is
with
a
it.
very, very loved ornament.
You can usually sell him out. You know, here's something I find fascinating. This white tree here is just loaded with cardinals. In fact, your store is loaded with cardinals. What is the deal with cardinals?
Well, the cardinal is the state bird of Illinois, and we have a lot of Mormon people in this town because of the old jail, and they come in and buy them because they don't see, where they live, they don't see a cardinal.
Is that right?
So they take them home to their families.
Huh. Okay. Well, what about the St. Louis Cardinals? Are there fans up here?
Yes. We no longer have that, unfortunately, but we did have that, and Chicago Cubs. Wild.
Yeah. You know, for a long time, princesses were popular, and they still are, but if you look right next door here to the unicorn tree, what is it with unicorns? People love unicorns.
The girls love unicorns, and we have all different sizes and shapes, and again, they're made so they can play with them and enjoy them. Because I believe in letting the child put it on the tree, take it off the tree when she feels like it, and just enjoy it, and then after Christmas she doesn't have to put it away.
It remains a year-long toy. Now let's move back this way a little bit. This is really a remarkable tree here. If you look at the top of it, you'll see that the Wicked Witch of the East forms the base of the tree, and the feet come out here. Is that right? Isn't that clever? Did you think that up?
No, that's the way they showed them.
That's the way they showed
so I thought we got to have them. But I did make this here. This is an old plush dog of mine. I sprayed him black and made him look
Toto.
like Toto.
Toto, okay.
And then this is my niece's
These shoes?
size 3 shoes. And then I sprayed them red and threw some glitter on them. And
Wow. Well, look how realistic Dorothy looks. Look, I mean, you can tell who that is. That's very...
We're very, very choosy.
That's what you go for, isn't it, Danny?
Yes.
You go for the
Everything has to be as
the
realistic
details.
as possible. Because I hand pick every ornament here.
every one, and that must be that must be more than 10,000 ornaments. That you
and I will never quit doing that because I want an ornament that I would buy if I went in a store. And so I've had to learn through the years to like all the different types that I do, but become an expert in the type.
You have to have eclectic taste, right?
Yeah.
Because you never know what. Have you ever had somebody come in and ask for something that you couldn't put your hands on?
A goat.
A goat? No kidding?
No, we can't find a goat.
Well, or you keep looking for a goat, and I bet you will.
Well, we have to buy the Nativity and just take it out, and we can't afford to do that, but that's the funniest one.
These two trees here, pink on the right here, yellow on the left. Of course, it's a boy, it's a girl, it's a boy, and these are very popular.
Very. And it's wonderful because we see the husbands coming in with their iPhones and taking pictures to their mom at home, and then they too can choose them together.
I see. He doesn't trust himself enough to choose the ornament, right? So
and
he has
that's
to
the
go home
wonderful thing that's happening.
and ask mom. But I love this. Look at this. Nap time is my happy hour. And here's one you can get from Grandma. Yeah.
And then my wife is really good at writing on the ornaments and putting the dates and stuff, and it's always wonderful to have a date on it. And then we hope that when they get grown-ups, that they'll take their ornaments on.
Sure. And what about angels, of course? Angels are always a spiritual
popular.
addition, aren't they? Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. The big angel that's moving between the trees, she's one of your standards, isn't she?
Yeah, she's old.
How long has she been with you?
She's probably been with me for over 50 years.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful. So she's not for sale?
No.
No, she's not going anywhere.
Because I want everybody to enjoy it, and I'm not so concerned about that. I would rather have a little child enjoy it than have to sell it.
We have back behind us here, Danny, we have more hand-carved items.
Too.
These are beautiful, yeah. Now these are not the Bethlehem wood,
No,
but these are
those
hand-carved.
are from a
aren't
different
they?
source.
That's very intricate. This big one here is only $10. And I think I see a goat. Look, I see a goat.
Oh, is there a goat there?
Yep, there's a goat.
Well, shoot.
Danny, as you mentioned, you know, the nativity scene is really what Christmas is really all about,
yes.
basically. And you don't have a lot of nativity sets, but you do have one that's really precious.
It's really special,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
This is called a Delft, D-E-L-F-T, nativity. And it's a triple layer of paint on porcelain. And the best thing about it, in all the years I've been in business, I never could find an angel, much less a camel. And of course, this has the camels and the angel.
And it has two camels. Yeah.
And that makes it, you know, how did the wife do dinner?
It has two sheep, but no goats.
Oh, yeah, that's right, there's no goats.
No goats. But it's very precious. It's 11 pieces, and you don't mind me telling the price, $150. That's just ridiculously reasonable for that
And it
kind of
comes
work.
boxed.
And it comes boxed. Beautiful. Now, right next to it is this mammoth, now it's the only cross tree that you have, and you have it in the Nativity section area here. And your dad built this tree.
He just made it like a T shape, and he welded it, and then welded a base on it, and then I wrapped garland on it. And it's just, then we try to decorate it with crosses because we sell a lot of those
bet you do.
to religious people and to teachers. And of course, that's what Christmas is all about.
It's very, very impressive. And those ornaments, the nativity scene ornaments, those look very, very well made too. Yeah.
And then we have a lot of Mary and Joseph the baby in different styles. And for under $10, it makes a nice religious gift.
Yeah. Next to the cross tree down here is this is really remarkable, I think. I love it. Well, I call it the snow tree. It's a tree that's snowing on itself. It's kind of like a fountain, isn't it? It's like a reverse vacuum cleaner. And the engine came from England. Yeah.
And then the tree I had to make, and it was one of Mom's old silver trees years ago. That's the center of it. And the holes were already there, so I just dabbed and glued a type of greenery that was really open, so we let the snow filter clear down to the tree so it could come back up again.
So you find the English motor, and then you built the tree and then assembled the thing. Can I touch some of this material, because I want to see what it feels like. Oh, look how light it is. It's almost impossible to, but you can see that. What is it? Styrofoam?
It's a type of styrofoam. They're not really telling us except that there's no static in it.
Yeah. So it doesn't stick together. And that way, and it falls down there, and you can collect it all. And you want to collect it all because it's expensive, isn't it?
Yes.
You want to collect it all.
But I just love it for the kids. And the parents will say, now don't touch that. And then pretty soon you've got a parent down there sticking their hand in there.
Of course. Of course.
Because that's showbiz.
And we mentioned, black trees.
Yes.
Who would want a black tree? Well, you do have one here. And what's the theme of this tree?
Well, this is the quilting, sewing, and any type of knitting and weaving. This area is very much quilting and sewing area. So we have sewing machines and the needles and so forth.
And right next door is the Irish theme. And of course, there's got to be some beer involved there. Yeah.
We started for fun, just a small tree, because I'm Irish. And then it just went wild. And we try to be very faithful to the theme. And I just can't believe how many Irish people there are here. So,
Judy, Danny's wife and co-owner, I guess, of the store, right?
Yes.
You've been at this for 40 years too.
Yes.
And we saw when Danny was showing us through the earlier part of the program, he mentioned a few things that he had built, things he put together, made. And he actually is pretty handy, isn't he?
Very, yes, very artistic.
This little nook is things that he put together, assembled or made, that kind of show his skills.
Yes.
Show us some of it.
Well, this is a buffalo print.
A buffalo
boot.
print. Okay.
It's very popular this year with the ribbon, and he put poinsettias and berries and lots of greens. He tends to fill it full.
So he finds a pattern he likes, and then he'll cover this boot with that pattern.
Well, this boot it was given to him last year by a doctor I was working with, and he just really liked it. And then he found this ribbon, and so it just kind of evolves.
Okay, yeah, that's the way art does, isn't it?
Yes.
You start with little building blocks, and then it becomes something really interesting.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to show this off over here. Okay. And then what's up here?
Well, this is Raggedy Ann. We've had Raggedy Ann and Andy for quite a while. A lot of people collect them, and so he had this doll and these two little ornaments. So he just put that together in a little basket that we had, and more greeneries, and he just fills it with berries and whatever.
Like you said, he fills everything up.
Yeah,
right?
he does.
He likes to fill this store up, I tell you that. He can barely move in here.
He's very good at filling it up. That's for sure.
What else do we have?
He's done quite a few cardinal. We sell a lot of cardinals here.
This place is full of cardinals.
Yeah.
I love them myself.
A lot of people, with the state bird and all, it's very popular. So he's made all kinds of little arrangements. There's some with the owls.
Okay, right.
Owls
Okay, let's take a look at that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, no cardinal on that, but that owl is cute as can be.
Yes, and he just had these little twigs that he put together, and just it just comes to him. He just, you know, he just knows how to put them together.
He sure does. So if you come over to this little nook, you can see you get something original.
Very,
Yeah.
yes. One of a kind. And I don't think there's anything that's, well, he made 2 or 3 that are very similar, but each one is kind of one of its own. Here's one with the nutcracker.
Pull that
and
down
the
for us
teddy
if you
bear.
would. Yeah.
Teddy bear, and some of these things were ornaments that we've had in the past, and
Yeah.
he just put them together.
Say, well, let's use that for something, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, and then he
Beautiful.
took this little black hat and put ribbon around it, and you know, there's that buffalo print ribbon again, and he just makes it work.
Judy, there are in the country, and Carthage is in the country, there's certain things that people just got to have, and one of them's tractors and other sort of farm implement things, right? And so it's not rare for somebody to come in and say,
No.
I want that. Where's your farm tree?
We're a farming community for
Yeah.
sure. We were able to get John Deere ornaments, so they've been very popular. We have all kinds of farm animals. We have the weather vanes. We have the barns, different barns.
You know, you said something interesting about John Deere, for instance. You know, something like this has to be licensed. I mean, not just anybody can make this and sell it. So for you to get a brand name sometimes can be kind of tricky.
It is. Some things we're not able to get. But John Deere we were able to get this year.
And they're crazy for not publicizing it, because why would you turn down somebody wanting to put a John Deere ornament on their tree?
Right,
I mean,
right.
now, right next to it, you also see that you've got, let's stay with the animal theme here, you've got a kitty tree and a doggy tree, and I'm sort of a dog person myself, so let's kind of go to the dog tree here.
Okay.
Is there a breed on here that you've been asked for that you can't find?
A lot of times there are. The other day someone came in and wanted a schnauzer. And we came over to the tree and I said, oh, I'm not sure.
I think I'm looking at one
Yes.
right here.
He found it right away and he was just so pleased. So we even have some that have, you know, that have passed away and they have angel
an
wings
angel
on them.
dog,
That's
sure.
what those are for.
Right.
Plus we have the bones and the paw prints in case we don't have the right dog. You can always put your dog's name on that and picture frames.
A generic symbol for your
Yes.
dog, huh?
Yes.
Okay, that's very nice. And dinosaurs, do little boys still love dinosaurs?
They love dinosaurs. And the smallest child can come up to this tree and rattle off the names of these things, and I don't know one from another, but
If they ask for a
yes.
stegosaurus, and I think maybe that's what that is right there, you could say, what?
yes, yes, they have to tell me what it is, but they know.
And music. Music endures, doesn't it?
Yes, yes, it does.
I love, you know what I love? I love these ornaments that look so realistic. This looks like a bass or a cello, I'm not sure. I think that's a bass. It's four-star, I think it's a bass. And then over here, same way. I mean, these are so realistic. They're beautiful. And
Yes.
that's only $10.
Yes, they're according to scales. The ornaments that have reeds on them, they have the reeds in it. We're kind of low on them right now. We sold out of our grand pianos, but
Grand piano, is it real tiny or real big?
it's not real big, no. But we just sold out of those the other day. Last week.
And you can see there's a lot of good selection back there. Harps, I think it's a dulcimer.
We even have a microphone.
Yes, you do. You got a microphone in the corner. Isn't that nice? Whoever heard of an upside down tree? This hangs nicely though, doesn't it?
Danny.
Danny. Danny had to have an upside down tree. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And why the Eiffel Tower with an upside down tree?
I
And
think
it looks great, but
yeah, I think he just wanted something that would hang down, and that just lends itself to that tree.
you know, there are a
Yeah.
lot of people and these icicles are beautiful. There are a lot of people. I'm amazed at how many people collect nutcrackers.
Oh yes.
And they'll go all over the world bringing nutcrackers home. And nutcrackers are available everywhere almost too.
Yes.
But this is really a kind of a nice selection here.
This is one that one of
Isn't that
those
funny? Isn't that
whole
funny?
ones.
Yeah. You've got a brother in the family that's one of those nuts.
Yes, yes, he has. I can't even tell you, probably 50 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has he come shopping in here and added
He
to his
does,
collection?
he does, yes. And his kids both come in. But his daughter has done some of our signs that are in here, and she's just a delight, and she just always has something funny to say and add to.
If you're a military family, you've got a pretty good selection for them too.
Yes.
And I think you mentioned that you probably represent all 4 branches, right, of the military?
Right.
With the exception of
The Coast
the
Guards.
Coast Guard, which
Someone came in this weekend and wanted a Coast Guard. We don't have Coast Guard.
is right. Kind of like a goat, huh?
Yeah, like a goat, yes.
But this is neat. You can see that. I mean, there's not just the hats and the boots and everything, but there's all sorts of extended replicas here that are really, really cool. How nice. Well, I don't think we can see the whole store, but darn near.
You've seen a lot of it.
They're open here in October, November, and December every year. And if you think this is an easy business, here's some insights into the Christmas decoration business. Danny has to have his ornament order in January for next year. So he's already diagrammed his 150 trees for next year. With another Illinois story in Carthage, I'm Mark McDonald. Thanks for watching.
Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Illinois Arts Council Agency, and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you.